And the other thing we're doing, which actually segues very nicely into our conclusion, is working with our new partner, Ipsos, to really combine the best of conscious measures or traditional measures. We probably should decide how we're going to refer to them. But really the best in class with an industry leader. And I'm going to ask Shelley Zalis to come up and talk for a minute about that partnership. And then I'll thank the panelists and people can transition to the reception. So Shelley, here you go.
We are so thrilled that you did not say that biometrics is a replacement for traditional measures. Thank God. But I probably am going to be the best endorsement for biometrics because we, as a global research company, know that we don't have all the answers to everything. And that the way to really understand consumers today, and as Stacey pointed out, in a world where it's no longer about pushing, but consumers are pulling, we have to understand how they're engaging with brands. It's not about media, but it really is how consumers are engaging with brands and understanding all of those dimensions. And so one of the first things that we did several years ago when Biometrics or Innerscope really was not a big company like they are today and as popular as you are today, we actually were very curious as a research company to say, what the heck is this all about, this biometrics? And one of the things that we did was question everything that we were collecting from Innerscope. Because if we're going to be bringing it to our clients, we needed to make sure it was going to bring an added value and an additional dimension to what we were collecting beyond traditional measures. So we actually tested this with TV shows, with movies, horror movies, with packages, with every kind of commercial, long form, short form that you could imagine. And what we found was we needed all of the dimensions. We needed to understand recall. We needed to understand engagement. We needed to understand likes and dislikes. But what the biometrics gave us was the ability to connect those dots. What was the why behind the what? And we are together, when we think about our clients, it really was about not being vendors together and saying we have a partnership, but how do we really bring the best in class to our clients where we could not just say, oh, here's the biometrics piece, and by the way, here's your copy testing traditional pieces. But how do we really build a product together where we're linking all of the dimensions into one offer so that we make it much easier for the clients to understand research in context? And we believe that in a world like today where everything is changing, it's not changing a little bit, it's changing a lot. Today you sat through a session on disruption. It is about disruption. It's not about media pushing its way. It is about consumers finding brands on Facebook and what are those connection points that are really connecting the brand and the consumer that you find in TV ads, that you find in print, that you find in email and viral, and what are those messages that people will share and tell their friends about. And those are the dimensions that we really find the biometrics component will add tremendous value in research moving forward. But one of the things that I said to Carl a long time ago was, you will never be a full-service research company. And Ipsos will never be a full-service research company. It is truly going to be the combination of cognitive, emotive, conscious, unconscious, adding buzz to the picture, adding passive information. We are just beginning in understanding how to understand our consumers today, and that we have to really realize that these are all measures in the mix and how we use them together and not pretend that we all have the answers. We are just at the beginning of exploration. And if we open our minds to being curious, always questioning ourselves, not just adding measures because it looks kind of sexy to have now biometrics attached to it, but what are we really learning and what is the added value? We as an industry will truly get smarter together. So we are thrilled to be a partner together with Innerscope.
Thank you. And thank you. So I'll just add two of the themes that came up that needed to be addressed, and I think this partnership will address, is one is scale. It's very hard for Innerscope to be in China, Brazil, and the Middle East at the same time. And I think the Ipsos relationship allows us to do that. And the second one is the databases. You know, with the volume of testing, we're going to be able to create biometric and now integrated self-report databases that will cut across multiple platforms, multiple countries, multiple languages, and really try to move things in a new direction. And so I'm very excited about that. So with that, I really want to thank our panelists. You guys were great. I appreciate your honesty and coming up on short notice. You're all very busy. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. And for tonight, stay tuned for more. We're going to be on stage tomorrow when we do, yeah, we are going to show the video that's playing in Times Square in the background while we mingle. We got 2 more presentations. Brian is going to be presenting with Yahoo.com, some very interesting results on online content versus advertising relevance and synergy. And then I'll be back Wednesday morning with CNN.com talking about a really exciting Facebook study and how news content shared through Facebook has an impact. Might be a little bit surprising than what you think. So thanks again, and if you want to stick around and watch the video, otherwise we'll be available for questions.